This spinach appetizer is actually going to sit in our refrigerator for about 30 minutes. Then we'll have to spoon it out. We'll put it in our freezer for about an hour. So I'm going to show you the steps up to that, and then I'll show you the finalized product once we get done. Part of this is that it actually holds the cookie together a little bit. Once you get it frozen, you're going to kind of see once we mix it that it's a little bit loose. But when it actually freezes, it pulls it all together and maintains its composure, okay? So we need 1 large bowl. We're going to use 3 eggs. You want all the egg there, if I can get it to come out. Maybe. All right, a little bit messy, but we'll be all right. As you can tell, I'm probably not as good as Sue, but we'll make do, right? All right. So we're going to beat our eggs. It's almost like you're making a scrambled egg. All right, anybody got questions about that? Pretty simple, right? Everybody's done that before, I have a feeling. Never? All right. So we got our eggs in, right? We have our spinach. This is just Food Club frozen spinach. We just thawed it, drained it. Now you don't want to squeeze it all the way to where there's no juice in it, because the juice actually helps the cookie stay together, okay? So I went ahead and drained that a little bit earlier for us. We have 2 cups of stuffing mix. This is just a Food Club, normal traditional stuffing, herb stuffing. We're going to dump it in. A few onions. It's about half of a Vidalia onion right there. Now everybody knows that some onions are larger than others. You know, just kind of use your own judgment. If you really like onions, you can put a little bit more in there. If you don't like onion, you can cut it down a little bit, but that's about half an onion. And then I already went ahead and mixed up our dry Parmesan and our shredded cheddar. It's already mixed here in this cup for us. We're going to throw it in there. We need a little bit of melted butter, right? Anybody's following along with me, we need approximately 2 tablespoons. And I do it the cheating way. I'm just going to throw it in the microwave. Anybody have a problem with that? Y'all cheat at homes too? All right. All right, I've already messed up. No? All right, all right. I had to think there for a minute. I'm like, oh no, they're laughing at me. No. All right. So we're going to let our butter melt real quick. It's kind of one of those.
I store my food in the microwave anyway because I got cats. And if I don't store it in there, if it's big, it ends up on the floor.
Gotcha. I have a friend that their cat actually gets on the counter and knocks everything over no matter what it is. Nothing can be on the counter. It'll push them all off. So it's a nice cat, right? All right. Everybody likes a 30-minute delay, a 30-second delay, right? Gives me a break, right? Lets me regroup. All right, so we got our hot butter. We're just going to pour it right in on top there. Any questions so far? Pretty easy, right? We're just going to simply take a spatula, fold it in. You want to get it all nice and mixed together. Now, if you're at home and you want to use your hands, feel more than free. You kind of want to get all your stuffing at least a little bit moist. Add another egg. If it's not moist enough, add 1 more egg. I really wouldn't put water in there. That's why you don't want to drain your spinach all the way dry. But 1 more egg won't hurt it. It'll actually help it pull together. And if you want me to be honest, I had to use an extra egg in the sample. So honesty is the best key, right? All right. So you're gonna get it kind of mixed up there. Everybody see that? Got a nice good blend. All right. So what you're gonna do from this point right here, you're at another stopping point. All we're gonna do is take this, we're gonna put it in our refrigerator. You're gonna put it in there for about 30 minutes. Let it get nice and cool back down. It kind of draws a consistency together. Let it kind of set up, and then we're gonna freeze it here after a while. So, any questions about that? Everybody's good? All right, I'm gonna throw it in the refrigerator here. So we're just gonna jump back to our spinach, just so you kind of tell what I'm talking about. As you kind of see, our spinach is getting a little bit thicker, okay? Granted, it hasn't been in there the whole 30 minutes, but you can kind of see how it's starting to stick together. Your dressing will actually expand a little bit, draw some of that moisture in. From this point here, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a tray and just spray it real lightly, okay? You're actually gonna take 2 spoons. There they are. No, I had 2 spoons. And it's easier if you take the stuffing itself and push it against the side. Like I told you, it is going to be very loose. Let me grab another plate. So on your baking trays, you're simply just going to take your spoon and push them off, okay? And you saw that kind of crumbled a little bit. Did everybody see that? When I first made this recipe back before Vietnam. All right, they fell apart too, okay? You just want to try to keep them as close as you can together. Now the recipe says to put it in the refrigerator, in the freezer for an hour, okay? And that is on your bakeable tray. What that actually does is it draws it in a little bit tighter, okay? The moisture will actually freeze it all together. So once it's set in there for about an hour, obviously we only have an hour-long class, so I can't show you that whole step. But it'll actually pull it into a little cookie form, okay? Once it gets to the cookie form, you're gonna pull it back out. Just let it sit out at room temperature for about 30 minutes. You don't want them to thaw all the way. You still want to be a little bit frozen, and you're gonna slide them right into the oven, okay? It takes about 25 minutes to bake them. When they bake, they're just barely gonna get brown around on there, and I've already got some baked up for us. I knew we were gonna have a hard time on the oven, so hopefully our cranberries will pop fairly soon, and we'll roll right through that because that's a nice easy recipe once you get past that step. I actually thought about popping the cranberries beforehand, but I thought y'all might want to see that if nobody had ever popped cranberries before. But you notice the cookies do kind of crumble a little bit. If you want to use your fingers to mash them together, you can, okay? I just simply was taking the spoon and pushing it right against the edge, okay? Kind of getting one flat cookie.
So it doesn't hurt them if you roll them into balls?
No, it will not hurt them whatsoever. So you can do that at the house, however you want to do it, but you need to freeze them just so that it do pull up. I know that seems like it's a little extra step there, but it actually makes the cookies stay together. It's kind of similar to spinach brownies, if you've ever had a spinach brownie. But that's kind of what you're going for. So you'll have them on your baking tray like so. Once they thaw out, sometimes it's easier if you move them to another sprayed tray, but you can just go ahead and bake them on the same tray if you're cooking them that same day. And if they stay in your freezer for 2 hours while you're doing something else, that's no problem, okay? Nice, and this is a very nice, easy cookie, okay? Now that we've refrigerated it, froze it, that's all you gotta do to it. So it's primarily just mixing everything together and you're squared away.